taking apart an engine bay. What's up guys? Today we're going to be working on our Pignose build. Basically our plan for today is to pull off the front bumper, pull off the hood, pull off the fenders, and then clean everything out of the engine bay that we can, because we're going to be coating the engine bay in 415. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and redo all the seam sealer with some nice 3M seam sealer. The first step before we even think about doing all that is to get the front end apart. So that's what we're going to do today, and Christian's here and Otto's here, and we're ready to do it. So let's get started. Alright, I think the paint just arrived. Open the sucker. It's a boxception. We did get this from Eastwood. So there's the gallon, and then there's the activator. Yep, your single stage activator.
Aha.
They really packed that very well, huh?
Oh yeah.
Eastwood single stage urethane automotive. Sweet. The main harness is out. We need to take all that out because we're going to paint the engine bay and all that jazz. So all we have to do is take off the stuff on the firewall, and then we can start prepping it for paint. Alright, well, so last night we got this far. We pretty much got this harness right here. We got it out of all of this. We removed it from inside of the car. So that is out of the way. Now we just need to get the engine harness out, which is going to be so much fun. And then we have to take off the AC lines, take off the brake booster, which we did yesterday. Well, we installed one yesterday. So that, take off the windshield wiper doodad guy, and then clean up and prep it for paint. A couple of things I noticed. That's rusted out, but which 240 isn't. It's not that bad, really. I think under here, yeah, if you look on the bottom, on the underside is fine. It's just that battery tray that's skewed up, so I'm not really worried about that. But this car seems to have been in an accident of some sort, or some sort of minor fender bender. But whoever fixed it did a great job, because the panel gaps on the front end of this car were really, really good. I didn't even think that it wasn't an accident ever. But so that's the story of that. What you say? Let's prep an engine bay. Alright, so we got most of it out, pretty much. All you need to do now is take the brake booster out, and then there's a couple of these clips and stuff remaining. We'll take those out, and then we can push this thing out and clean it, scuff it up, get it ready for some primer, and then the Pour 15. As you can see, my brake fluid spill actually worked in my favor earlier.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, we have completed taking everything out of the engine bay. And I mean every single thing. This sheet metal is perfectly bare. I took out all of the little plugs and clips and brackets and whatever the heck, seals, all that. So this thing is ready to be painted and then pour 15. Obviously what we have to do is wash it and sand it all down first. One thing I want to say, if you do this, I put vacuum caps over my brake lines and my fuel lines, just so nothing gets in there. You don't really want anything in there, and you don't want anything in your AC or heater core as well. So I'm just going to plug those, and we're going to roll this out and wash it down, and then we'll spray some aircraft stripper on it, let it sit, and then sand down the paint off of it tomorrow. Alright, ready to push e-brakes off, on. What's the deal with e-brake? The brake is on, okay. Alright, so this is where we ended today. Scotch brighted everything, simple greened everything, cleaned as much grease off as we could. So we're going to let this sit outside for the night and the morning and let this dry off, and we will then spray it with aircraft stripper and get to getting the paint off. But yeah, that's it for tonight. I'll see y'all in the morning. Alright, so this is where we're at today. We cleaned everything up, and so we sprayed aircraft stripper on here, but it didn't do as well as I thought it would. So what I did was I put some brake fluid in a spray bottle, and I sprayed the entire engine bay down with brake fluid. And so now the paint comes off really easy. If I just use a Scotch-Brite pad, the paint comes off. And it doesn't, it just brings it back down to the primer coat of the chassis. So that's a pretty good surface for the Port 15 to go on. So obviously after I scrub it all down, then we gotta clean it all up and then rinse it down and then wash it with dishwashing soap to get all the oil off. But this is, I think it's gonna save us a lot of time. We're not gonna have to sand down as much stuff, and it'll be good. So I'm gonna hurry up and get to that. I equally soaked everything. Send everything I could know. I can't wait to rinse this off and see like the damage we've done to this.
Yeah.
Huh?
Real few prices for me right now.
You wanna go? Alright, so this is where we ended up today. Pretty much stripped. I mean, there's some spots here and there you can nitpick, but we are gonna come down here with sandpaper anyway, just before the pour 15. But we did pretty much what we needed to do. What time is it, Jay?
6:47.
Huh?
6:47.
6:40? 8:47.
8:47.
So yeah, 3 hours.
We started at 6.
So pretty much 3 hours almost.
Yeah, 3 hours.
So yeah, this took us about 3 hours. The secret formula was brake fluid. We used a crap load of brake fluid and it ate through the paint. And then we used these stainless steel kind of wool deals to scrape this paint off. So in the morning we're gonna let this dry, and then in the morning we're gonna sand it all down, which should take care of any light surface rust that it gets overnight. And then we'll be ready for the pour 15. Alright, cool. Alright, so we have started removing the seam sealer, and I've come to the conclusion that the best way to do it is hit it with a heat gun, and then heat it up real good, and then take a chisel and some drywall scrapers and things like that, and scrape off what you can, and then we can, you know, put the new stuff on. So that's what we're gonna do now. Right, Otto? Otto's the one that told us that method, by the way. Here we are this morning. Everything is ready to go for the seam sealer. We just need to make sure everything's clean and tape up these seams so that we can put the sealer on here in a neat way. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that, and then the seam sealer is gonna have to cure. So after we do that, we pretty much have a little break time where we might work on those wheels. But while that's curing, we'll do something else, and after it cures, we can just go ahead and pour 15 it. So pretty excited. I've been waiting to do this. Christian's been waiting to do this for like a long time, but having this engine bay pour 15 is gonna be sweet. Alright guys, so that's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing and you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting updates on this car pretty regularly. And if you liked the video, press the like button down there and give me a thumbs up. And stay tuned for the next episode where we finally redo the seam sealer and put on the Pour 15 and call the engine bay done. So I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Did you guys come to an agreement with comp or anything?
I'm not really sure. I haven't been in the loop with it. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that new guy. He seems kind of like a dick.